ISRI 2017 Live. I'm Mark Carpenter, Senior Director of Communications for ISRI. This is the very first time we've ever done anything like this. We're live here at the New Orleans Convention Center for the ISRI 2017 show, which is about to start. We're going to go behind the scenes into the exhibit hall today as they're setting up for the opening gala, which will be tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Time. We're expecting over 4,000 attendees this year here to New Orleans. I'm here with Stephen Moss. He's the convention chair for this year. He's going to walk us through with this and tell us a little bit about what to expect this year. Stephen?
Well, right now you see the registration booth at the convention center behind us, where people are busy picking up their badges so that they can get registered for the convention. We also have another registration area up at the Sheraton, which is one of our three main hotels this year. We're at the Sheraton, the Marriott, and the JW Marriott, all on Canal Street, across the street from each other. So we're very excited that everybody's getting set up today for the opening gala, which is tomorrow night. And so why don't we take a step inside and see what it looks like behind the scenes.
Great. And before we head in, for those of you that are here, if you're not, there's still time to come down here and register. But if you're going to see these posts outside the registration, where ISRI is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. And so each of the posts highlights the various history, comments from previous chairs, some of our legislative and advocacy victories, and other significant milestones within the industry. So with that, let's head towards the exhibit hall. You'll see here we'll have approximately 300 exhibitors this year, covering about 3 football fields, and it is it's specific to the recycling industry. So you'll see a lot of different equipment, various stages of setup right now. We're going to go in there. You're going to see crates and boxes being unpacked, a lot of the large equipment. We're hoping to talk to Chuck Carr, who's our Vice President of Conventions, who's put a lot of this together, and he can explain what goes behind putting on a show this size of, again, 4,000 people, 300 or so attendees. Thank you. So this is the first look this year of the convention center exhibit floor. As I mentioned, we're still in the process of getting set up. We're going to head down this hall here where we can get a better look of everything. We're trying to walk very slowly, so there's a lot of heavy equipment being moved around right now, some forklifts, people moving around, so we have to be careful.
And just to let you know, this is not the first day of setup. Equipment started moving in on Thursday, so this is a long process. Takes about 4 or 5 days to get this whole hall set up, and then they'll take it down in about a day. Yeah. So it's amazing how fast this goes back to an empty room and just concrete. So.
And if you've been following on social media, on Twitter, hashtag ISRI2017, you'll see a lot of our exhibitors have shipped things. They put on Twitter the course that the equipment takes. So it's kind of cool to see all the work that goes on behind it by each of the exhibitors. So here we're heading almost to the center of the exhibit hall. You'll see also a bunch of seats set up. Those are the hospitality areas. For tomorrow night, we'll have the opening gala with dinner being served. There's also going to be a luncheon here as well.
Yes, we're serving exhibit hall lunches on Tuesday and Wednesday from 12:30 to 2. And all the meetings starting after tomorrow night on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are going to be upstairs on the second and third floors of the convention center, right above this spacious convention hall.
Now we're entering the area that has all of the large equipment. You can see it's going down both sides. And here's Chuck Carr.
Hi, Mark. How are you? Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Been busy at work here?
It's been very busy here in the exhibit hall for the last several days. Our exhibitors started setting up last Wednesday in halls G through J at the Montreal Convention Center. And if you can take a chance to sort of look up and down the hall here, this hall is 3 football fields in length and about the width of one as well. So you're got a lot of territory to cover at ISRI's convention now. We'll have about 300 exhibitors at our show this year, and they're still setting up today. It actually takes about 4 days to put the show together, 3 days of show, and about a day to take it apart.
Now, we're in New Orleans, and the first time in a number of years. Can you talk about why we're back in New Orleans this year?
Absolutely. There's several reasons why. First of all, it's a great city. The hospitality is super, the food's great, and our members really like to go to places where they can enjoy the city as well as enjoy a good show. But one of the biggest challenges we have is right behind us here. As you see, the large equipment that's in this hallway and actually goes down both sides, this equipment is extremely heavy. And there are very few cities in the country that have exhibit halls with floor loads that can handle a show the size of ISRI. Either their ramps won't allow the equipment to come in because of their size, or the floor itself just can't handle this heavy weight. New Orleans is one that can. In fact, down at this end of their hall, this is a 500-pound per square foot floor load that'll probably hold an aircraft carrier. So it's a city that makes it easier to work in.
And some of the cities will be back in Vegas next year for ISRI 2018. Anything else on the horizon?
Absolutely. Mandalay Bay at Vegas is sort of our home in Las Vegas, and we've been there since 2006. We'll be there in the even-numbered years for several more years to come, we hope. In 2019, we'll be in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Convention Center. In 2021, we'll be in San Diego at the San Diego Convention Center down on the Hilton end of that property. And then in 2023, we're going to go to a new city for the first time. We're going to Nashville, Tennessee, to the Music City Convention Center, which is just big enough to hold us. But it's a city that offers lots of entertainment opportunities, lots of great restaurants, and a facility that can handle us really, really well. We're looking forward to that.
Now, the convention is also a lot more than the exhibit hall. We have education and workshops throughout the week. We have a great speaker lineup, I know. Anyone else you want to highlight?
Well, I can highlight all the speakers. Part of what ISRI does, is part of our mission, in fact, is to educate the industry. And so we do try and provide with workshops and spotlights and general sessions, information that people can take back home to their companies. Good information that can become return on investment for the money they spend to come to the show, to make their operations run either faster, smoother, cheaper, or better, and hopefully some combination thereof. So we'll have almost 80 sessions, I think, over the course of the next few days that will range everything from how to use technology to identify metals and plastics to a general session speaker actually on Tuesday morning who's going to be using art from museums to give us information on what she calls the art of perception. It's how to see things in your everyday life you may not see that could give you a competitive advantage if you're in an interview situation or a sales situation. So lots of take-home value. Some of it's very straightforward and some of it is somewhat abstract, but it makes for a great week. Add to that superfood, lots of good networking opportunities, and a final night party at the Mardi Gras World area here in New Orleans that's going to be just terrific.
So it sounds like quite a week is in store for all the attendees.
Absolutely is. And in fact, several of our attendees are going to make even better use of New Orleans because the New Orleans Jazz Festival starts on Friday after we end on Thursday, April the 28th and 27th. And so people will be sticking around for a day or two or 5 or 6 to enjoy the Jazz Festival as well. So come on down.
I mentioned earlier if you're not already registered and you can drive here, please do. If someone gets here, what do they do when they get on site?
It's very easy to do. We have registration actually open in 2 places through Monday at the beginning of the show. You can register at the Sheraton New Orleans on Canal Street, or you can register right down here at the Montreal Convention Center in Hall I. There is on-site registration folks available at the desk, but you want to save yourself a little time and money, register online at home and come on down. That online registration stays open the entire time. We have room for you. We'd love to see you.
Well, that's great, Chuck. I know that you're a busy man. You have lots to do both here and back at the Sheraton where all the meetings are taking place. So thank you very much for your time, and hopefully we'll have a chance to talk to you later in the week.
Glad to do it. Thank you.
We're going to try now and see if there's any exhibitors around that may be willing to talk. If not, maybe we'll just grab a short walk down here to see if there's to get a better sense of this end of the hall. As Chuck and Stephen both mentioned, 4,000 attendees. We are we'll be here through Thursday night with a closing party at Mardi Gras World. It's going to be a blast. If you're watching this one live, that's great. We're going to also broadcast the film of this out on our email through our eDaily. So look for our eDaily every morning, for attendees. There's going to be one out this afternoon, actually, followed by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings. They'll have all the information you need about the convention, announcements, special features as well. We have an app, ISRI Mobile. Download that for your iPhones and Android. It has all the information on there about the convention, as well as the other ISRI benefits and values, recycling information there as well. That's ISRI Mobile. And we'll be back here live on Monday night for the opening gala. Again, it's something we've never done before. We're going to actually be here as the doors open, watch the people line up, get some feedback from attendees, and then talk to a couple of people here about what they're looking forward to the rest of the week and what they're going to get out of it. So thank you so much for participating and watching. I'm Mark Carpenter, Senior Director of Communications for ISRI. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them online, and we'll try and incorporate the answers to them throughout the week. Again, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more information.